Lose 1-0 to Arsenal. We have now got 2 points from our first 12 points that we could have got at Old Trafford. Arsenal have beaten us for the first time at Old Trafford since 2006, and Manchester United fans and football clubs sit in a position that has become all too familiar over the last few years. I'm really gutted with that performance today. I cannot quite get my head around what the plan was today. I think I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless, to be honest with you. I thought that the way we should have gone into that game was obviously not the way we went into that game. But it's like, the thing about United is, I feel like Leipzig was a great result and PSG was a great result, but Chelsea was awful and today was even worse. And I feel with United at the moment, you can put sprinkles on shit, but it's still, and you can't call it ice cream, it's still shit. And today, the scary thing for me is, and I'm not going to hide away from this, many of you have been Ollie out for a long time, and you'll be sat there tonight saying, this is why, you're all there after Leipzig, you're all there after PSG, saying Ollie's the man, and this is why he's not the man. And I've got to sit here and say, I'm not Ollie out, but he is to blame. And is he the man to make Manchester United win trophies? No. So why would you stick with him? I have to pose that question, because I haven't even answered it myself. Is he the man to make us win trophies? No. He's been here too long now, and he keeps making stupid mistakes. Nearly 2 years since he got given the job as an interim, and we're still saying, give him time, he will get it right, there's glimpses. I'm saying it. There'll be clips over the last week that you can pull, but I'm sat here today and I'm shell-shocked. We're going to do the player ratings in a minute, but I'm absolutely shell-shocked by that performance. And I'll tell you for why. Because I never saw it coming. I'm stunned. I'm disappointed. I'm dejected. And I don't really know what to say, because I now know that this man and this coaching setup are useless. Absolutely useless when it matters. They're not in an individual performance. They can put in individual performances, but when it comes to consistency, they cannot do it. And when you've got 99.9% of Manchester United fans screaming to take Scott McTominay off at half-time, and he plays him for 90 minutes, how can... The manager of Manchester United is meant to be somebody that you respect, that you go, well, they know more than me. They know what they're on about. I don't like it having to be about one player. And to be honest, just pretend it's not McTominay, even though it is. He can't pick himself. The manager and the coaching staff pick him. From minute 1 to minute 90, he was shit. Like, absolutely shit. With 30 seconds to go, he's running through the middle of the pitch towards the Arsenal back four. He tries a 40-yard pass and plays it straight to an Arsenal player. He's been doing this all game. He's an atrocious footballer at this level, and he plays 90 minutes most games. Fred came off. What? Because he's on a yellow card. Pogba stays on after a penalty. Bruno comes off for Van der Beek, because not only is McTominay useless, we've also got a manager who thinks that Donny van der Beek and Bruno Fernandes are the same player and they can't play in the same bloody team. Has he even scouted this player from Ajax? Did he not realise that Donny van der Beek isn't a number 10 and has spent most of his career playing as a box-to-box right-sided midfielder? Exactly where you've got that lumbering myth playing for 90 minutes today. We lost that game today because of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his obsession with playing Scott McTominay in a position that he can't play. The warning signs were there in the first half and he played him for 90 minutes. How do you expect to win a game when you play a player that's not good enough for this level for 90 minutes, and then you focus on keeping him on the pitch when you're chasing a game? I'm stunned. I cannot move away from that. I cannot find a positive in that. And if somebody can find a positive, great. But it comes down to the fact that Solskjaer picked the wrong team again. Last week it was Dan James and Mata were moaning about, and this week he's done it again. He's picked a player that's not good enough at this level. And he's compounded that by sticking him on the pitch and keeping him on the pitch. He should have been off at half-time. He could have got away with it by taking him off at half-time. He kept him on for 90 minutes. If somebody can explain to me what Scott McTominay's value is to that team today and why he's on the... He can't pass. He can't tackle. He's slow. What does he bring? What is it about him? The best thing he did on that pitch was push Aubameyang off when he was being subbed. He's got loads of passion. He's got loads of passion. Put him in a porno, not in a Manchester United shirt, because that was awful. And I cannot get over it. I cannot understand why he started, why he stayed on the pitch, why he completed the game. I don't get it. And the worst thing is, I don't blame the player. I feel sorry for the player. It's not the player's fault. There's only one person at fault, and it's the manager. This bloody manager that I and many of you have backed and publicly backed and vocally said, you know, he has got tactics. He does know what he's on about. I feel a bloody idiot. I feel like a bloody idiot because that was idiotic. That is the sort of performance today that all our rivals and all the Arsenal fans will be bantering us for because it was abject. It was embarrassing. It was talentless. It was tactically awful. I cannot defend that in any way from our manager today. He has got to fall on his sword. He has got to take the blame. Where do we go from here? Well, he ain't going to get the sack. So, look, let's hope we can do something. But this season, the thing that annoys me about tonight's performance is that if we'd won tonight, it could have been a kickstart. Me and Flex were talking about this before the game. This is the day where he can put to bed anyone saying Ollie out. This is the day where we can actually start to build on something. It's also the day that we didn't want, which is now the reality, which is where do we go from here? We're in a worse situation than we were last year. We're playing shit football. We're making terrible team selections. We're rudderless. We're clueless. He's destroyed it. You know, no one will want to play the diamond anymore because of Ollie. There's nothing wrong with the diamond formation. It's the people he put into it today. And I'll go back to what I said at the start of the game. Fred was played as the holding midfielder and Mctominay was played as the box-to-box right-sided midfielder. Hold on a minute. Fred's been awesome as the right-sided box-to-box midfielder and Mctominay, I wouldn't have picked him, but actually has been playing CDM. So we go into a massive pivotal game and we try and piss about with something that's not broken. The 4-4-2 that we played with the diamond against Leipzig was not broken. He could have picked the same midfield four. He could have gone Matic, Fred, Pogba, Bruno. And he gets clever. He gets clever again, doesn't he? Because against PSG, he could have picked the same team against Chelsea apart from Martial, and he brings Mata and James in for a huge game, and we don't win. And again today, we have a really good performance. There's a system that's not broken, and he changes it. He moves Fred from the position he's used to a holding midfield role, and he moves Mctominay from a position he's used to a box-to-box role. It's idiotic. It's messing around with things, trying to be... It's trying to, it's trying to run before you can walk. Get some bloody consistency. Send a team out that the team is. Stop messing around with things. But to be honest with you, I don't even want to defend it anymore. I don't want to say, go back to this, go back to that, because he's had so many chances now. He keeps doing it. No doubt we'll beat Everton next week, and we'll go into the international break saying, give him time, he's going to get there. But we're going to get these results again. We'll probably beat PSG at Old Trafford. And then we'll go and get beat in another important game. It's boring. It's frustrating. It's killing us. Because it's the same inconsistency that is consistent. I mean, I can also just say as well, because I'm still really struggling here. How do you take Bruno Fernandes off with 15 minutes to go when you're 1-0 down and keep Scott McTominay on? You need a goal, Ollie. You need a bloody goal. Why would you take Bruno Fernandes off for Donny van der Beek? Why would you not take Scott McTominay off for Donny van der Beek and get two attacking players on because Arsenal are going to sit back? I'm baffled. I'm absolutely baffled by the nonsensical way we've gone into this game today. If I was an Arsenal player or a fan and I saw us take Bruno off, I would have been, we've done it. He's keeping Matic and McTominay on. Like, I couldn't get... Bruno Fernandes is the player that's took us from shit mid-table team to top 3. And you're taking him off with 15 minutes to go to keep your love child on. I mean, I'm joking about love child, but you know what I mean? It's almost that you're struggling for reasons to find why he kept that specific player on and took off Bruno and Fred. And then, in fairness to Donny van der Beek, he gives him 18 minutes. 18 bloody minutes. And Cavani, 18 minutes. I mean, from top to bottom, that performance from the manager today is beyond suspect. It's useless. It's really bad. And look, I felt I had to do this because there's so many of you who are Ollie out and you're going to be going Ollie out. And I'm not that. I'm somebody who backs Ollie. But what I'm not going to do today is be blinkered and like some Ollie people will and go, well, you know what? Pogba's let us down today. Bullshit. Oh, the referee should have sent Gabriel off. Bullshit. Like, Gabriel should have been sent off. And Pogba has cost us 2 stupid penalties now. But why did we deserve to win that game? We didn't. Arsenal deserved to win that game. Arsenal, so many times, were on the edge of our box with 4 or 5 players in white in and around our box. I never saw us doing that till the last 10 minutes. We never got any players near the box. You know what we did today? And I'll call a spade a spade. Do you know what we did today? Do you know what our manager did today? The same thing he did against Chelsea. He tried not to lose and scrape a win. He didn't go to win that game. He didn't set that team up to go and win that game. He went to keep it tight like he always does, and he's been found out. This time last year he was getting away with it. Keep it tight against Man City. Keep it tight against Chelsea. Hit them on the break. But teams have figured us out. Lampard last week was like, up yours. I'll take the point. I'll take the point because I'll get 3 points everywhere else. I'll take the point against you and your defensive tactics because I'm not attacking you so you can hit me on the break. This week, Arteta was like, you know what? We will keep it tight, but we're also going to commit men and attack you as well. And absolutely dominated him. I didn't really think there's that much between Arteta and Ollie, but to be honest, there is. There's a world of difference because Ollie was tactically battered today, didn't respond to it. I mean, how do you... If you're a coach, how do you get dominated in the first half? Be bloody lucky to be 0-0, right? You are lucky to be 0-0 at half-time. How do you send the same 11 out again and do the same thing again? That's weak. That's a lack of knowledge. That's a lack of tactical ability. We should have been 1 or 2-0 down at half-time, and we should have been chasing the game. We go in 0-0 at half-time, very, very lucky to be 0-0. What does he do? Send the same bloody team out again. Weak. It's weak management. And I'm not Ollie out. I'm not going to say that at this point because I think it would be ridiculously flippant to do that. I can't be telling you how great we were against Leipzig and then after one game be Ollie out. But I tell you what, if you were Ollie out, you're sat there smoking a pipe saying, I told you so tonight. And fair play to you. You did tell us. You did tell us. But look, I'm not going to sit on the fence because I can hear those Ollie outers saying, well, you know he's shit. You know he's at fault today. You know he's cost us a win. You know he's put us in a bad situation. You know we've only taken 2 points from 12 at home this season. How can you back that manager? And it's a very good point. I back him because I just feel it's stupid for me to go from those PSG and those Leipzig results to Ollie out. I just don't feel I can do that. But what I can do, without a shadow of a doubt, is say to you that today was abysmal. And anybody, whether it's an ex-player or a United fan or whatever, who comes out and says that's not on Ollie, you don't know football. You don't know football. I don't want it to be on Ollie. I really don't. I want him to succeed. But that's on the manager today. Without a shadow of a doubt, that's on the manager. And they roll Harry Maguire out. Flick your hair up, Harry. You look like a right prat with it combed down. He's a waste of time as well. £80 million for a hat rack. Like, the only thing his head's useful for is that rubbish haircut. Like, he's bang average. He's bang average. 80 million quid. He's got the captain's armband. When does he ever lead that team? And look, there was a cross that Luke Shaw put in, and somebody said to me, oh, you're being harsh on him there. He's an £80 million centre-back that we bought for his aerial ability. And again, he just heads it wide. Like, you've got to get it on target. There's no leadership in that team. But ultimately, I'm not going to go in. We're going to do the player ratings now. I'm not going to go in on the players too much because really, it's on Ollie. It's on Ollie tonight. It is on him. Where do we go from here? I'm going to need a nice drink, a nice hot bath, and a nice calm down because Arsenal are better than us. Arsenal are better than us. That's the sentence tonight you need to take home. Arsenal are better than United. Are Arsenal going to win the league? No. If Arsenal get top 4, Arteta's had a great season. But Arsenal are better than us. So what are we? What are we? We're a mid-table club again. We finished third 3 months ago. We're now back to being a mid-table club. I don't like our centre-backs. I think they're shit. I don't like Scott McTominay. I think he's shit. I don't like the way that Ollie set that team up today. I think it's shit. And that's really harsh, and I'm very angry, and it's very blunt, but that's how I feel. Rio Ferdinand said on Wednesday night, Maguire and Lindelof scare the life out of me. We spend too much time being too defensive because of them. And people are like, why are you blaming Maguire and Lindelof? I'm not. I'm blaming the manager. I'm blaming the manager because Axel Tuanzebe should be playing games. Because Axel Tuanzebe is fast. And yet again, we've played McTominay and Fred. Now, we've shoehorned them into a diamond to protect the back four again. Because we're terrified of our donkey defenders being exploited by pace. So we played defensive. Ollie played defensive today and tried to nick a result, and he didn't get what he wanted, and he picked a bad team and he got what he deserved. Unfortunately, we as fans didn't get what we deserved. But we've got to start calling a spade like a spade. You can't keep saying, well, we beat Leipzig, we beat PSG, we're doing fine. We're not doing fine. We've lost to Palace, Arsenal and Spurs at home. We've played 5 games at home. We've bloody played 5 games at home. We've taken 2 points from 15 at home. Don't tell me that. Palace, Spurs. No, Arsenal, Chelsea. We've played 4 games at home and taken 1 point. We've taken 1 point. No, this can't be right. Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Palace. 1 point from 12. No, we didn't play Brighton at home. We didn't play Brighton at home. We've got 1 point from 12. Kiss my arse. That's a bloody joke. Don't anybody tell me that this is acceptable at Manchester United. And I know what Gary will be saying and what Roy will be saying. Well, it's not Ollie's fault. You know, you've got to look at the players. 8 years this has been going on. Bullshit. Ex-player of yours or not, he's to blame tonight. I love Ollie. I want Ollie to succeed, but I'm not going to be that fan who pretends that that's not on him. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. That performance on Wednesday night was superb. Absolutely superb, and I stand by every bit of praise I gave it. But you cannot be a liar when it comes to football. And everything that we did well on Wednesday night, we did catastrophically bad. And when you've taken 1 point from 12... you've got to be looking at yourself. And I tell you what, it won't happen. It won't happen. But some managers would get sacked for that. 1 point from 12 is a joke at Old Trafford. An absolute joke. And look, let's look at the player ratings. Mark, I know McTominay was bad, but for me, Pogba was atrocious, awful on the ball and totally irresponsible off it. He's the one we should be slating. Too easy to blame Pogba, GTJ. Ollie played chess and lost. When counter-attacking big sides isn't working for Ollie, what's left, says Anthony. Exactly. Zane's in the house. Thank you, Zane. What the hell was Ollie doing? Van der Beek for Bruno when you could have subbed out McShit. Plus he played Fred out of position and subbed him off. Just what are these tactics? Mate, I don't want to be saying this all on Ollie. Mark, Ollie said at the start of last season, this season is about getting ready for the next season. And yet again, the board don't back the manager. Says keep up the good work. Look, the board, I'll tell you this. The board are to blame. They didn't back him in the summer. But do you want to blame the board? No, you won't. You won't. You'll blame Ollie. You're not going to blame the board. So what's the point in me in blaming the board? Because no one's going to blame the board. Poch would do a better job, but how much would that cost to make happen? Says Joseph. And we had a day more to rest and still look lazy on the pitch. We didn't put any pressure on Arsenal until the 80th minute. Pogba didn't look like he cared. Pogba out and Ollie, final warning, says Nitin. You see, it's going towards Pogba. I think this is such a mistake. I really think it's a massive, massive mistake to put the blame on Paul Pogba. I do, because we've done it so many times. So Paul Pogba's the reason we lost that game, right? Can I just say this? Paul Pogba's the sort of player you need to keep on the pitch because... and by the way, you can still get your player ratings vote in. Links in the video description. Vote for your player ratings through the website. Out of 10, 6 is average. Vote for all your players. Put a star next to your man of the match. Submit your score. I want to see as many people voting as possible because I'm going to do it in a minute. And I want to see your player ratings because it's going to be very damning when it's voted for by you. But if you're blaming Paul Pogba, can I just say, I'm going to talk about Paul Pogba in a minute when we do his player ratings. But take the penalty away. I still think Arsenal deserve to win that game. Is Paul Pogba the reason we didn't win that game? or is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team selections the reason we didn't win this game? And the honest answer is, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's not Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is a divider. You know, Paul Pogba should have been taken off for Van der Beek, not Bruno. But, you know, that's Ole as well. So, even if you want to blame Pogba, it's still a bit of Ole's fault for keeping him on the pitch. Weak management today. And very, very, very odd team selections. And I'll go back to what I said. How the hell did Scott McTominay stay on that pitch after half-time when 99.9% of United fans would have took him off? And we have got another manager who the fans know more about United than him. And that sounds ridiculous because he won as our most famous trophy. But we've got to judge him as a manager, not an ex-player. Judge him as a manager, not an ex-player. As a manager, he doesn't know what he's doing to keep that team on the pitch that he did and not make the changes that he did. If he thinks, look, people are going to say Goldbridge has lost it. He's saying that the fans know more about United than Ole. And I am standing by that. I'm standing by that because I'm judging him as a manager and not an ex-player. And as a manager, he thinks Scott McTominay is more valuable to Manchester United than Donny van der Beek, than Nemanja Matic and Bruno Fernandes. Because two of them didn't start and one of them was subbed off and McTominay played 90 minutes. If Ole thinks McTominay's more valuable to United than Matic, Van der Beek and Bruno, he doesn't know what United's all about. Because I will tell you now, I said it before the game when McTominay was picked. You can go back and check it. I said, I hope McTominay proves us wrong, but I don't think he's a United player. He's not a player that would even get on the bench for Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal or Spurs. Maybe Spurs because Mourinho was in love with him as well. But he's not good enough. And our manager today has played him for 90 minutes over players that are better. So I'm very, very angry, but I don't think I'll be changing that. For me, this whole game, if you want a scapegoat or you want something that signifies as that game, we played with 10 men for most of that game because we played Scott McTominay. Zane's back again. Matic, Bruno, Fred would make no more sense than McTominay gave us nothing. Pogba's unfit. Still Lindelof, Maguire should have been split up. Terrible, says Sinead O'Donnell. Mate, I agree. You can't completely blame Pogba, but my thoughts are I'd take 100 million for him from Juventus. Well, Robin, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with selling him. 100th game today for Ole. Still don't know our best formation concerning, says Fezan. And I'm fuming about that. I think the diamond is the right formation for United, and I think he killed it. I've always been Ole in, but that performance is making it very difficult to back him. Sits in his chair and watches the game go by, says David Brannigan. Mate, I'm exactly the same as you. I'm going to do the player ratings. We'll do Ole's rating in that as well. I'm exactly the same as you tonight because I back Ole, but I just can't tonight. I'm not Ole out. I don't know where I go from here, but I'm disgusted. He's fucked the season up today. Like, where are we in the league now? You know, we're miles off everybody else. I'm gutted. Mark, you said our centre-backs are crap. Lindelof is miles better than Maguire. What kind of captain is Maguire? Maguire for 80 million is a joke. Well, he's no leader. McTominay was the issue. He's slow on the ball. He's lost when defending. Fully agreed. Wish with you, Goldie. McTominay was the mistake, says Chris. Your ego is hurt because you hyped this game on AFTV. United will respond. Not a big deal, says Venkat. Well, you're not a United fan. You're a prat, mate. You're an absolute prat. Absolute prat. Ole needs to get over his fetishes and habit of trying to play big names. Shocking tactics today, says Dan. Embarrassing thing is that for again I'm going to have to be City supporter, says no, Mike. Well, you're embarrassing if that's what you're going to do. Anyway, let me just refresh these player ratings and let's get through them. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Remember, Flex is going to be doing the show for the next hour with KG and guests, so there's loads of content on the United stand because there's loads and loads to talk about. Right, we've had about 13,000 people vote. You can vote through the link in the video description. Keep voting. David De Gea for me, I'd give him a 6. 5.9 for you lot then. Didn't really do anything wrong, did he? Yeah, I mean, he's probably the victim of a poor performance. I think if we'd won 5-0, you'd have said, you know, he did okay, but couldn't do any, you know, he was never going to save the penalty. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 6. Didn't think he played particularly well. I've been a bit generous then because you've put 5.2. No, I didn't think Wan-Bissaka played well. There was, in the first half, I was very confident coming into this game that Aubameyang would boss him, that we would pocket Aubameyang, and Wan-Bissaka was poor again today. I don't know what was wrong with him. Lindelof, I thought was okay. I'd give him a 6. I don't think Lindelof was terrible today. Harry Maguire, 5. Just poor. I just don't get why Maguire was never dropped in the first place. This obsession with Harry Maguire. He's like McTominay. Luke Shaw, I thought, was our best player. I'm actually going to give him man of the match and give him a 7. I mean, 5.5, I knew he'd get a low score because there are fans in our fan base that don't like Luke Shaw. But defensively, very, very good. Going forward was decent. The fact that he's our best player shows how shit we were. But for me, he was the best player for United. You've given him a 5.5. I'd give him a 7. I thought, I said it throughout the game, he was our best player. Scott McTominay, I mean, look, I've got to say, when it comes to Scott McTominay, this is a player that should have been... I gave him 2 for the first half. He should have been took off. This is where Ollie has absolutely blown it today. On this player. This player that he kept on for 90 minutes. And I cannot fathom... I mean, can I just look at the live comments for a minute? Can somebody just search your heart, search your brain, and tell me... Don't speak like what you think. Pretend you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and tell me why he kept him on after half time, and why he kept him on and took Fred off, and why he kept him on and took Bruno off. What was it that McTominay offered? Seriously, because I'm fuming, but what is it? Is it a passing range? No. Is it his great reading of the game? No. Is it his technical ability? No. Is it his shots from distance? No. Is it his tackling ability? No. Is it his pace? No. So what is it? There's got to be something that when Ollie sat there on the side, he goes, we can't take Scotty off. Michael, we can't take Scotty off. So what is it? What is it? Is it the fact that he's a passion merchant? Is it the fact that he's a Duracell bunny that never stops running around? Because I don't know what it is. He's got a nice haircut, says Abdul. I genuinely do not know what it is. And when you're looking at why we lost today, it is that reason. Why does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer think that player is better than Matic, Van der Beek, Fred and Bruno? Because the whole world knows it's not the truth, but Ollie thinks it is the truth. Jerome T. Green says he must have some dirt on Ollie. Only explanation. This game has evolved far too modern and technical for loyalty. Ollie needs to fucking take an unconscious bias training, says Azit. It's clear to me that Martial and Matic are essential for this team to work. McTominay and Matic does not work. Pogba had a good game on the left side until Fred was out the field, says Diego. And Thomas Partey is such a player, exact player United needs in their team, says Cron. I thought Partey played well, but we're not obviously doing the player ratings for them. Let's carry on with these player ratings. So Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a generous 2. Wow, you lot have been more generous than me. Abysmal. Absolutely abysmal performance, compounded by a manager that kept him on the pitch. Fred, you know what? The funny thing is, I thought Fred was awful first half, but then second half he was actually doing quite well and he took him off. So I'll give Fred a 5. Pogba, I mean, you've got to mark him down for the penalty. It's 2 times, and we're right at the start of the season. He never should make that tackle. There's no reason to make the tackle. It's the same as the one against Spurs. It's petulant. It's lazy. It's immature. Would he do it in a Barcelona shirt? Sorry, would he do it in a French shirt? I don't think Pogba makes those tackles in a France shirt because I think he's more responsible in a French shirt. So I'm going to give him a 4 because I just think the penalty ruined what... I don't think he had a bad game, by the way. I just think the penalty is petulant and stupid, and we might have got away with a lucky point. But Bruno, you got to give him a 4, haven't you? I'm more generous. I don't think Bruno was terrible, by the way. I don't think he was terrible, but yeah, he was ill-disciplined trying to get in the game. Greenwood, 4, wasn't very good. Rashford, 4. Yeah, you've been a bit more generous than me. Matic, I'd give him a 6 when he came on. Did the job he should have been doing. I'd give Van der Beek a 6, and I'd give Cavani a 6. It's not their fault. It's not their fault, is it? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 3, 2. I mean, look, it's on Ollie. I don't want it to be on Ollie, but it's on Ollie. He absolutely is 100% at fault for that game today. And I will never understand, never in a million years will I understand what he was planning today, what he was trying to do, why he kept McTominay on the pitch. And look, Ollie's got every right to say, look, fans are going to have a go at me. I don't care if, a few days ago they're saying I was great, now they're saying I was crap. Well, you are crap. You know, that's the thing. You were crap today. And I don't like saying those things because I want him to be successful. But I genuinely sit here tonight thinking, I'd ask the question to you. How can that manager be the man to make us be back where we need to be? He's had so many chances and he keeps messing up. He's been here for nearly 2 years now. How much longer are we going to give him to keep doing the same thing? There's no doubt we can beat Man City, we can beat Real Madrid, we could probably beat Bayern Munich in a one-off game. And people say, well, you're joking. I'm not. On a one-off game, we can do it. But consistency is what makes football clubs great. And he cannot make us consistent. So, Luke Shaw did win man of the match. Fair play, 31% of the vote. Well done to Luke Shaw. But back to the live comments. I'm very confused tonight. I'm really very confused tonight because I don't know where to go. I don't know what to say. I don't know where we go from here. And I've got some Ole Gunnar Solskjaer quotes to just read out to you. That will rock your world, I think. But I don't know what to say about that because it's a joke, an absolute joke. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that there's many reasons for the poor first half. Maybe how well we did on Wednesday was one of them. When you win, you take your foot off the pedal, but that's not what you can do. Well, you should have made changes, mate. You should have made changes. We never turned up in the first half. No tempo, no shape. They were better than us. Second half, it didn't look like they were going to score. And Pogba said, tactically, we didn't expect to be man for man, but after this, we can adapt. We have to find a solution, but we didn't. That's why we weren't dangerous with the ball. But like I say, the team performance needs to be a lot better. And he says, I shouldn't have given a penalty away like that. Maguire just talking his same old crap. Yeah, just very, very disappointed with that. And yeah, where we go from here, I think where I go from here is I'm going to have a long, hard think, and I think we're all going to have a lot of think, aren't we? But the terrifying thing for me is that I just don't know. I don't know what to think now. I think today's game was so pivotal. It was so important to win, not draw, and certainly not lose. It was so important to win, and to not do that, for me, is just so disappointing. And we're back where we've been for the last 8 years. If I'm absolutely honest with you, we're back where we have been for the last 8 years in a situation where we can never build anything. We can never really. We're always living in hope. We can never build anything because we never do. We never do. And that is the big problem, isn't it? Until we build from where we are and become consistent, then we're going to struggle. Flex and KG and everybody are already live, so you can check that stream out. I'll drop the link in the video description for you if you want to get over there and raid and rant and continue your thoughts. I've got a very big feeling that actually Flex will be Ollie out after that. I think he will. Ollie's all smiles, said some people there. There's a long, hard road ahead of us again, and I don't think the club will press the panic button. But what Ollie did today is he exposed himself. The link is in the video description already for the live fan reaction with Flex. What Ollie did in closing today is he absolutely bantered us in front of the world of football. Arsenal totally destroyed us tactically. Arteta did him over. It's not really on the players. It was a tactical disaster class. I thought Leipzig was a tactical masterclass, and I think that Arsenal was a tactical disaster class. It wasn't about player performance. Anybody who knows anything about football knows that was about tactics. Obviously, Mctominay was a massive part on that. All I would say is look at my preview. Look at what you lot were saying last night. The team to pick tonight was not picked. The team to pick today was Twansebi and Lindelof, or Twansebi and Maguire to allow us pace. And the midfield should have been Matic, Fred, Pogba and Bruno. And he got 2 of them wrong, and we lost the midfield battle. And when you lose the midfield battle, you tend to lose the game. Thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. If there are any Arsenal fans, you totally deserve the win, and I think any United fan would say that. Let's raid Flex's show. I really want to see Flex's Ollie out. The link's in the video description, or you can go through the homepage. Let's see what they've got to say on there. We've also got Ricky's fan cam to come in, and Beth and everything else. But let's check over and see what Flex and KG and these guests are saying, because I think a lot of people are going to be saying Ollie out. I'll speak to you in a bit. Fucking... It's tiring. So tiring.